Hey guys, Brett here, Rusty Nut Garage. I had made a video about the project I'm about to show you, but I think I deleted it. Oh well. So, excuse me, just finished eating lunch. Close the door here. Not gonna make this video too long. I'm in a t-shirt in my garage. It's cold out. We apparently have 70-mile-an-hour winds coming in today around the Cary, Maine area here. So let me get right to it. I don't remember what the last project was you saw in here. I don't know if I did a video of my 67 Impala or not. This spring I picked up a 67 Impala, numbers matching 327 Power Glide. The frame wound up being bad on it. Well, I mean, I knew it was bad when I bought it. And it came with another frame, but I didn't feel like, going through all the work. 'Cause I don't have a lift at my house so I can lift the body up off of a frame and whatnot. So I wound up trading that for a 68 Firebird. And the 68 Firebird, I wound up, I've been project hopping a lot. I sold that to Joe, which he's doing videos over on his YouTube channel, Auto Buddy Joe. And I wound up buying what you're about to see. Well, I'll face the camera towards it. We'll see how fast it'll flip around. This might look like a Bronco to you, but it's not. It's a 1964 International Scout a.d.d. It is four-wheel drive. It's got a 4-cylinder in it. Of course, that stuff's all going to change. You look in there, see it's got the 3-speed and then the twin-stick transfer case. Well, the twin-stick on these isn't like one of those new cool ones, if you know what a newer twin-stick setup is. A newer twin-stick, you can set it to the front or rear axle, and you can have 2 high or 4 high on either the front or the rear axle. These ones, you can see one of them is just to go in a 2 or 4-wheel drive, and the other one's your high-low range. And it's got the 152 4-cylinder in it. I'm going to be pulling that out, but I'm going to save it because I actually bought 3 of these things for $350. One of them is still down at the guy's place, but I'm leaving it there till spring because, as you can see, in Maine here, it's been an odd season. But anyway, if something isn't out of the ground, it's frozen there by now. So this is the 64 Scout that I am working on, and as you can see, it's got the long top on it, SUV style. I have, let me walk around the other side here and show you. Kind of a nightmare in here right now. As you can see, I have the pickup top for it, and I'm putting that on. That's the piece that I have to straighten it, but that's the piece that goes like behind your seats. See those hoops up there? That plate goes in there, and then the top sits on there, bolts to the top of it. So what I've got going on is I'm going to put the pickup top on it. And if you can see here, you can see they're not crappy looking welds, but I don't know. I don't really care how they look. They're going to be underneath of it. They're strong. That's all that matters. I see-notched the frame on both sides because I am going to lower this thing. It's going to become 2-wheel drive with a 6-liter LS, a NV3500 5-speed, and Joe's hooked me up with a rear end out of his 57 Chevy that we took out of there last summer. So it should be pretty fun. The motor's going to stay mostly stock for now. I might put a cam in it at some point, maybe swap the intake. I was going to have headers. It's going to have a nice sounding exhaust system. I actually had to, let me see if I can get down in here. I had to rebuild the entire frame from, almost to that jack stand. The entire bottom of it is all brand new, all the way to the back. That was rotted pretty bad. As you can see here, I had a patch on the sides. It's the same on the inside of the rail too. And then obviously that piece is new, and also again matching, same piece on the inside. So it's all solid again. What I'm doing to the back of this is putting, I'm going to put a 4-link in it. I don't know if I want to go parallel 4-link or triangulated 4-link. I don't know, all depends. I don't know. I don't know if I can set up a triangulated 4-link. That sounds like it probably involves a lot of math. I'm sure I could do it. We'll see. And then what I have for the front, it's hidden right now. Maybe I can lean this forward and show you. Oh, that clean my workbench. I have an entire Speedway Motors Mustang 2 front suspension kit for it. I bought it for a 55 to 59 Chevy pickup because the frame is almost the same. So basically, I'm gonna have to do less work to get that to fit than I would if I bought another kit for it. So that's that. But I guess my welds aren't too bad on these C-notches. You can see they penetrate. That's really all that matters. You know, I started to grind down my welds on the inside of on the sides of the frame rail, and I could see the pieces starting to split again. So I welded it back up, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. I don't think it'll ever come apart. I don't see why it would. They're nice and strong. I used flux core on them because I didn't want to waste my my good wire on the frame, because I would have burned through that immediately. It's got some body work, obviously. It's got some dings, and you can see some big patches that they made to keep her on the road past inspection. All those are going to come off of there. The plan, or at least for today, is I want to paint the body. Keep this in mind. Paint that hugger orange. Paint the pickup top white, and then paint the A-pillar white as well. And then obviously the hood will be orange, and this and the inside the bed will probably be orange. But then I don't know if I can get enough room to get around there and show you. So up here in the front of the Scout, I know I got some dents and stuff to fix, all in time. I want to do this white to match the top in here, around these headlights. You see how it comes to that? There's like a body line right here. Bring the white out to that. Leave the grill the color that it's supposed to be, or maybe I'll paint it white. I don't know. I'm gonna leave the International emblem that gold color that it is. So that in there white, body orange, top white. I'll probably do the inside white. And then I'm going to build a custom front bumper for it, simply because like where this body ends right here is a lot higher up than the bottom of the fender. So I don't want a big gap there between that and the ground. So I saw another guy that did the same thing I'm planning on doing. He built a custom bumper that kind of tucked in a little bit better than this stock one. So I'm going to kind of mimic what he did, probably change things up a little bit. But then I want to get, all right, I'm kind of skipping over here. The kit that I bought for the front end has a 5x4 3/4 Chevy lug pattern, and obviously the 57 Chevy rear end is going to be the same thing. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use Corvette rally wheels. I'm going to paint those white. I think all the color scheme all together will look pretty neat. And the cool thing about these Scouts is that, like, it's hard to see around that box, but all the panels, there's no real curvature to them. I mean, aside from like the fenders, that's really the only curves that the vehicle has. So everything is flat, and straight. And so I went and bought, you probably saw in the video, you can see the edge of it over there, those 2 sheets of 4x8 16 gauge steel, and I have one of 18 gauge for the body. So the 16 gauge I'm going to use to make my floor for the back, and then the 18 gauge, if I need any for the body, it'll go to that. But remember, I still have one more of these, and it's about an hour and a half away from here. But again, that'll come springtime. That one is going to go back stock. I'm just going to save the motor out of this one, the transmission transfer case, just in case the other one needs it, and the rear axle, because I don't believe the other one has a rear axle under it. So there's that. Let's see, what else? This is a 6-liter I'm going to use. She's not exactly new. She's a little seasoned. I might have it punched out, because there is a little bit of excessive cylinder wear in some of the cylinders. But I'm not overly concerned right yet. I'd like to have it on the road this spring if possible. So, let me see. What else do we got going on here? I'm going to either use a fuel cell or make my own custom gas tank. Think. Oh, yes. So this is 1-inch square tubing, 1/8 wall. Joe gave me this idea, Auto Buddy Joe. I was gonna had to make a custom pan to go up and over this hump here. Well, Joe said, why don't you get the 1-inch square tubing and bring that up to the same level, you know, or a little above it maybe, you know, and then weld it to this and make a whole body in here. Then I can make new body mounts, because these have rails that go across, you know, to support the body. Obviously those are gone. So I'm going to use that 1-inch square tube, and I'm going to make a frame in here, and it's going to be welded to that at, well, just about the same level as those. Excuse me, it's burped. And then I can cut the rod off the bottom, and I have no rod to fix there, which is nice. You know, I'll weld up that crack. And I'm going to make a new mount back here, because that's pretty well rotted too, that piece going across. The only thing holding his body up is just someone welded angle iron in here, and I almost cut that out, and I'm glad I didn't. So I'll make a custom floor pan for the back. Joe's got a bead roller up there that can, I think it goes 36-inch wide pieces you can put into it. Well, what I'm going to do is roll a couple of lines in it before I make my, well, I'm also, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. So I put the 1x1 in here. I'm also going to make pieces that go across, obviously. And then I'm going to make braces that go across the frame and mount, actually, like, I'm going to make new body mounts that go on there. Put like some thick rubber below them or something, I don't know. But then I'm going to make my custom floor pan. I'm going to bead roll a couple lines into it to give it some structural rigidity. And after that, then I'll be able to start, I'll build the floor pans underneath where the seats go. I'm not going to use these seats. Obviously, there's no cushion left on them. So I got to find something that will, that I can make fit in here that are going to be comfortable. Because that steering wheel, as much as I'd love to save it, it's probably going to go away. I'm most likely going to find a short GM column of some sort, because the Mustang 2 kit comes with a power rack that goes in there. So I'm going to be getting rid of all the steering. Obviously the front axle's going anyway. But supposedly these Scout wheels will go onto a Chevrolet column. Supposedly. It says it online, so maybe it's true. But I'm probably just going to put a wood grain steering wheel in here with a GM column. That way it's easier to, you know, bolt up to the rack. So it's getting cold out here. I figured I'd introduce you guys to the project. And like I said, I'm going to have another one in a couple of months. But there, I got a bunch of extra parts. I had another one that I got dropped off here, but it was so rotted that it was literally falling in half. So I cut off what parts I could. These parts obviously unbolt. Doors, I shouldn't have cut the hinges, knowing now that they're $500 for a pair of them, but I did. So I've got those couple of parts. I've got a good hood, and I showed you on the other side. I got the other parts there. This is being called Project Hantavirus, because when I got it, when what was left of the floor was holding up a lot of poop. This thing been sitting since, plates say 85, I believe. So she's been sitting quite a few years. So I figure Project Hantavirus is a perfect name for it. I'm sure you agree. But it's going to be low. It's going to be fun. Be able to blow donuts with it. I'd like to try and put 4-wheel disc brakes on it. If I can find a 4-wheel disc brake kit for the back, you know, different axles. So I think I might get different axles anyway, because the lug studs for the Mustang 2 front kit are 1/2 inch by 20, and the 57 Chevy rear end's going to be 7/16 by 20. So I might upgrade the axles in it. Who knows? But at the same time, I might put disc brakes on it. You know, I'd like to. In my opinion, it's worth it. You know, it's going to have power brakes. Might as well have 4-wheel disc. You know, it's going to have power steering. 2 things of which it never had from the factory. But it should be pretty neat. You know, if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. And stay tuned. If you're local to me, I hope that you make it through the storm okay with not too much damage. Supposedly they're saying it's going to be a storm that we'll remember for ages. I don't know. We'll find out. But anyway, I will be bringing you more videos very soon on this. So stay tuned and have a good one.